Hello everybody, it's me GhostCritic and it's a Wednesday pull list video. Of course, new comic books come out today. Before I crack on with probably my biggest stack of the year with 12 comics on my pull list this week, just wanted to remind you that my comic book Christmas calendar is ongoing throughout December up until Christmas Day, where I highlight all my favourite comic books, single issues of the year. 3 days are already up. If you go to my channel page and hit playlists, I've made a playlist up for them, and you can watch the last 3 if you've not already from there. So on to this week's stack of comics. Like I said, a lot to get through. We were having a little bit of a giggle about it on Twitter yesterday when I got my email from my comic book store, and I just had to keep scrolling and scrolling on my phone on the email going, how many comic books? This has been a big week. I don't know how I'm going to manage to read all these in time for Friday, but I'll give it my best shot. So we're going to kick off with Dynamite, issue 10 of The Twilight Zone. This is the 3rd story arc and apparently is the final one until they bring them all together. Apparently they all connect in some shape or form. To be honest, this doesn't feel like The Twilight Zone so much anymore. This could have been called anything. You could have entitled this with any name. It's not necessarily Twilight Zone anymore. Still okay. From Boom Studios, issue number 8 of The Woods. Still loving this title. Being introduced to this independent publishing house. I love the idea that now this planet could potentially be alive. It is a kind of sentient being of itself, so that was a nice little twist that we found out in the last issue. So looking forward to see how they progress with that. Loving Fiction Squad, also from Boom Studios. This is issue 3 of 6. It's cartoony, it's fun, it's clever, mixing in the kind of the nursery rhymes and the fairy tales and the children's stories, and they've made this kind of crime noir story using all these characters. Like I said, it's fun, it's entertaining. I can switch off my brain and have a laugh with it. Onto the Image titles. I think Image is the one that's spending all my money right at the moment. We have issue 2 of Kurt Busiek's Tooth and Claw. It looks like it's got an additional title called The Autumn Lands at the top there. I love that cover. Very nicely presented. Rick Remender's Low, issue number 5. Just some great covers on these Image titles. Ticini on artwork, just really kind of knocking it out of the park. Issue 14 of 5 Ghosts. What can I say about 5 Ghosts that I've not already said? I love this title. They're doing their kind of horror shtick at the moment, drawing on one of the 5 ghosts within Fabian Gray, which is, well, we presume it is Dracula. So that has still been great. Kind of reminiscent of the kind of late 60s, early 70s Hammer horror. I get that kind of vibe from it. Issue 3 of Birthright. This is a surprise for me. I didn't pick this up when it first came out, and then I picked up issue 1. I think that was when my comic book was having a sale on issue number 1s, and I think I got it for £1. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But regardless, I read the first one a few weeks later than everyone else. Everyone was saying how good it was, and I concur, it was. So I'm really interested in how this family are going to cope with their son who disappeared for years, and now he's back as a grown adult who has apparently been to some mystical, fabled land fighting evildoers. On to DC, we have issue 37 of Swamp Thing, and it would look like Our Lady Weeds has defected, no longer wanting to be part of the Green. She has turned to the dark side and gone to the machines to become one of their avatars. I'm sure that will cause Swamp Thing no end of problems. Manapul and Buccellato back on Batman Detective Comics. What does that say? Order. I think that might be the name of the of the next storyline. But they took a break for 2 issues, but they're back again with their unique style and take on Batman. Of course, week doesn't go by with another issue of Batman Eternal, issue 35. The cover really doesn't let us know much about what's going on inside. We see Batman flinging himself out of one of his vehicles, his Batcar. So who knows what's going to be going on inside that. The last 2, I feel as though these, I know the very last one hasn't been out for a while, it obviously took a break, but it just feels like Hinterkind must have taken a month break at least. I don't feel as though I've read it lately. This is issue 13. As much as I'm enjoying this kind of second story arc, because I was kind of on the fence with the first 6 issues, I have enjoyed this part of the story with these kind of a vampire army wanting to take over the different kind of fable clans. I just don't know whether I'm invested or interested its to keep going with this, given all the rest of the great stuff that's coming out. But at the same time, it's Vertigo. There's not much coming out of Vertigo right now that's kind of pushing my buttons that I don't already collect, which is just that and Fables, really. Finally, from Marvel, the only Marvel title I'm picking up, it's Iron Fist issue 7. I've struggled with this over the last few issues. The storytelling, I think Andrews has probably taken on a little bit too much. He is obviously writing this, and he's basically doing everything by the looks of it, the drawing and the writing on this book. It's just been a little bit flaky over the last few issues. So I like the art style. I know it's not to everyone's taste, but I kind of like it. The thick black inking going on in there. I kind of dig that kind of style in my comic books. But the story ain't that great. I did see a lot of number 1s on the counter. Funnily enough, there was a new Vertigo one. I think it was something like Wolfman or Wolf Hunter, something like that. There was a Secret Six is out. The new issue 1 of that. And there was a few other issue number 1s, but I had such a big stack that I just couldn't afford to pick up anything else and try them out. So I'm going to have to hear from you guys if you picked up any of the new number 1s and let me know what they were like in the comment section down below. So until Friday, where I will hopefully have read all those, and I'll let you know what I thought about them and give you my thoughts, opinions, reviews of them. Until Friday, fingers crossed, bye bye.